Well, who would have ever thunk it? June 26th, the Lord willing, I'll observe my 92nd birthday. I say observe instead of celebrate because at that ancient age, your celebration is mostly all observing. And observing it will be. When one reaches my age, the world and all of its events look differently than they did when I was a boy milking cows out on the farm. The things that had glitter and glitz then don't sparkle so much anymore. As a matter of fact, they're really of little or no importance at all. In Psalm 90, Moses, in his great prayer, looks at life from the beginning to end. And in verses 4 to 6, he sees the brevity of life, how fleeting it is. James tells us our life is like a vapor. And God tells us in 2 Samuel 14, verse 14, that our life is like water spilt on the ground. Doesn't last long. Then verses 7 to 11, Moses looks at the righteous anger of God so that we may learn to pray. And we pray, teach us to number our days. We may apply our hearts unto wisdom, verse 12. In other words, Moses is praying that God will show him the meaning of life, the brevity of life, the end of life. That God will show him how to live that life, to count our days, number our days, spend them wisely. That is, spend them on things eternal, not on the fleeting things of this life. There's more to life than bread and butter. There are the eternal matters to which we must cling. We're all made for a capacity for God, for the things that are eternal, heavenly, indestructible. Moses talks about that in verses 13 and 14, where he calls upon God's mercy and grace so that he can wisely use the allotted number of days that God has measured out to him. He closes the 90th Psalm with a prayer for the future. Let the beauty of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish the work of our hands. Verse 17, so on my birthday, I want to listen to God as he speaks through the great Moses. I want to redouble my efforts to please and to honor him. I want to number my days for him. God has numbered our days so that we each have a prescribed number. How will we use them? We'll use them for Jesus. They will be good, whether it be 9 or 90. And it all begins by asking Jesus to come into our heart, confessing our sin to him, promising to forsake sin as best we can, and thanking him for it. It's the only way to travel. Take it from an old man who knows. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for 92 years. Thank you that you've been with me every step of the way. And for all who will trust in you, all who will receive you, you will go with them no matter how long they live, that you will never leave them or forsake us. Thank you for being such a great God. In Jesus' name we thank you. Amen.